And great that you're tuning in to another live conversation today. So, my name is Irene Anggreeni. I'm a mental wellness coach. I help business leaders uplift their emotions and have better self care so they can create success without sacrificing their personal lives. Now, in our business and career, of course, we want to show up courageously, making an impact and helping others with our talents and skills. And yet, there are other things that could hold us back, that could hurt our business or career. Now, I've trained as a clinical therapist, so I'm particularly aware of how unresolved trauma could impact our well-being, could stifle who we are and block our path to success. And relationships, in particular, we humans cannot live without relationships. They are also, where some of these psychological traumas happen. So with me today, I've got the lovely Amanda Craven, who's going to talk about this particular form of this relational trauma, specifically about covert narcissism. And we are doing this live to create awareness of what are the signs when you are in a relationship with a covert narcissist and how it could impact other areas of your life, including in your professional space. Amanda, do you want to say just a quick hello to our audience?
Yeah, hi to everybody who's watching, whether it's live or whether it's on the replay. Yeah, I'm delighted to be here and really honoured to be invited by Irene to help spread the word about an important message.
Yeah, yeah, a pleasure that you are here, that you make the time to share your wisdom and insights with us, Amanda.
Thank
Now,
you.
I want to introduce a little bit about Amanda. Amanda is a life coach, and she also trained as a clinical hypnotherapist. So she particularly helps entrepreneurs and business leaders who are looking to heal from traumatic experiences so they can optimize their mental well-being and scale their business and personal success. Now, welcome again, Amanda. It's really great that you are here with us today. Could you please share a bit more about you with our audience?
Yeah, absolutely. So I trained as a clinical hypnotherapist and life coach just over 8 years ago now. And have had a few different careers before then. But I reached out to a clinical hypnotherapist myself nearly 14 years ago when I had a diagnosis of breast cancer
Okay.
and was really struggling to go through that
Yeah.
experience. And reached out, as I say, to a clinical hypnotherapist to help me prepare for the surgery and for the treatment. And that planted a seed which sort of lay on the ground for a few years until I'd fully healed from that experience and was ready for a new chapter. And that's when I decided to train as a clinical hypnotherapist. And I felt that I had come home at that point. Everything came together. My life experiences and all the previous traumas as well as the cancer, plus my professional training made me feel so empowered and really made me feel that I was in the right place and I
Mm.
in this chapter now where I can help so many people process what's going on in their lives and help them create a next new chapter, help them blossom and grow.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's really powerful, Amanda. That kind of it. Yeah. I guess like I also relate. With a lot of us like who are in this work, being a coach, being a therapist. A lot of it like stem from our own personal experience, our
Mm.
own transformation. So it's really great that yeah, you had that contact with clinical hypnotherapy, and now like you are also serving others in
Yes.
creating that next new chapter in their
Mm.
life, no matter like what the past has been, like, can also be empowering that future.
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, so
yeah,
exciting. And I feel totally blessed to be able to do this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, we both are trained clinical therapists. We understand how challenging it can be, the road to recovery.
Mm,
And yeah, especially also in like a kind of when we are talking on the topic of relationship, like relationships can be really nourishing a person, but it can also leave a really deep emotional scars.
yes.
And yeah, to everyone watching, like we want you to know you are not alone in this. Yeah, you've got support. So yeah, don't hesitate to reach out to Amanda when it's something resonating with you. Now, if we are talking about this particular type of relationship, Amanda, about
Mm,
covert narcissism,
mm.
please enlighten us. What are the signs? And I'm also curious. What how is it any difference than the standard
Mm.
narcissism?
Right. Okay. So yeah, we have narcissism, sort of standard narcissism, which could also be described as overt narcissism, which people tend to be more familiar with because those sorts of narcissists, they put themselves out there. Think Donald Trump, for
Yeah.
example.
Oh,
You know, they
example.
they are totally self-assured. They don't hesitate for a moment about whether they are right or not. They know what they want. They will go and get it, and they just want to be center stage.
Hmm.
And it's very clear. And I think perhaps Mr. Trump is a good example of that. You know, makes it very obvious.
Very illustration.
Yeah. Um, and then we have the covert narcissist. That is, essentially, the needs are the same. The narcissist needs his or her narcissistic supply, and that narcissistic supply is attention, it is
Hmm.
adoration, it is admiration. But the way that they will go about acquiring their supply, and for them, it's like a drug addict needing their fix of drugs. A
Wow.
narcissist needs
Yeah.
that supply of adoration and attention. They
Hmm.
go about it in different ways. So the covert narcissist, by definition, works more under the radar. It's harder to know and to see what's going on because they will change their behavior as well, and they tend to target people who are compassionate, people who are very sensitive, people
Yeah.
who maybe are vulnerable for
Yeah.
whatever reason. Maybe they have low self-esteem, or in a moment of low confidence, or maybe they're going through some trauma, and
Yeah.
the covert narcissist has the opportunity to be that knight in shining armor, just appearing and being, we feel, the answer to all our prayers. So at first they will present with this idealistic,
Hmm.
and if it's a romantic relationship, we will feel that we have met our soulmate and that
Yeah.
we are just meant to
Okay.
be together. And it's perfect very, very quickly. It feels like a perfect relationship. And then you're laughing.
There's
Is
a
this
warning sign,
resonating?
yeah. Yeah, kind of like if we feel like, wow, this is my soulmate, then
Mm.
okay, we also need to kind of watch out a bit.
Yeah, I know it sounds really negative, and I would hate to burst anybody's bubble.
Mhm.
But yeah, proceed with caution, and with all relationships, give yourself time to really get to know the person, because once you're sucked into this
Yeah.
amazing relationship at the beginning, it just becomes really difficult to see clearly and to extract yourself from it.
Yeah.
They will use manipulative techniques. They will. There's an expression called word salad, where they just twist words around and create confusion. And you might be having a conversation about one thing. Maybe there's something that they've done that upset you, and you want to have a healthy
Yeah.
adult conversation,
Yeah.
but the words are twisted round. The conversation is all mixed up. You feel like you've been spun around in the room, and then suddenly you're talking about you being responsible for them doing that action. They've
Mhm.
taken no responsibility, and you can't even remember what the conversation was or the point you wanted to make at first. So yeah, that's just one small trait.
Oh, it's a very disorienting experience,
Yes,
it sounds like.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of, you mentioned also, so these are for leaders, professionals out there, like especially if you're compassionate, sensitive, you're kind, and maybe you're dealing with some self-esteem issue. I mean, like, it's very
Mm,
normal as humans. So that's kind of also a moment here to reflect, like, are there people in your life that are, yeah, that perhaps, like, the experience that Amanda described just now is resonating, kind of like
mm.
these manipulative behaviors, and yeah,
Yes,
kind of,
and just creating confusion,
confusion. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
disorienting. Yeah.
yes,
So
which, as you mentioned, leaders and entrepreneurs, and they are the people I mainly work with.
mhm.
And even though it's a personal relationship, it has
Yeah,
a big impact on their ability to lead or to run a business.
yeah. How does it show up, Amanda? Kind of like, what problems do these people struggle with?
Well, yeah, again, in so many ways, potentially, um, on the back of what I've just said about this confusion and the roller coaster that is the
Yeah,
relationship. Because one minute you're on cloud nine, the next minute you're thinking, this is a terrible place to be. Then you're back up, and you're all over the place, which means it can be really difficult to focus
yeah,
on areas of your life because you're actually in a trauma response mode all the time. And
totally.
we know when we are responding to trauma, when we're firefighting,
Yeah,
we can't think clearly and logically. So our ability to function, to
yeah,
make clear, optimal decisions, to
yeah,
be creative, these are just a few areas of
mhm,
being leader that are impacted by a toxic relationship behind the
yeah,
scene. And because somebody may be at the top of their game in their business or
mhm,
organization, there can also be shame around the fact that there is a toxic
yeah.
relationship that they can't seem to handle. And it can be difficult for people at the top to know where to turn.
Yeah, it can be really
Yeah,
isolating.
totally.
And yeah, what you mentioned also, it really impacts, their focus and their decision making, because,
Mm,
like, someone in a survival response, in trauma response, like, kind
yeah,
of cannot see so clearly the big picture. It's like more
no,
like, the short term, and okay, what's the immediate relief for them. uh,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah, and
the impact is very real on the business and ultimately on the
yeah,
financial health of the business.
yeah, 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 yeah. All this executive function, like,
Mm,
that's the term. And to think of, like, yeah, but the people you help are in that executive roles.
yes.
They're giving guidance to their people, to their
Mm,
teams, and when they're struggling themselves with this toxic relationship, their
yeah,
executive function is also, yeah, kind of compromised.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So if someone is, yeah, perhaps, like, anyone who's tuning in, like, through replay or live right now, like, maybe they find themselves in this situation, or they have an inkling, oh, I might be in that sort of relationship. What would be your advice, Amanda?
So my advice is to really do a lot of self-education, a lot of research.
Yeah.
There is a lot of stuff out there. There are a lot of books. There's stuff on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel specifically aimed at helping leaders and entrepreneurs make sense of emotional trauma and different types of traumas. Um, so finding out as much as possible, educating yourself on what those traits are, linking up with other people who are experiencing similar difficulties. I have a free gift to people who are tuning in,
Yeah.
and I will sort of give you the link later. But
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
one 15 signs your
I think
partner.
upside down or
Oh, no, it's
it's mirror. Yeah.
front, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not mirroring this.
Okay.
But it says 15 signs your partner or parent, but it can also be sibling or other relationship, is a covert narcissist. So
Yeah.
that would be a good starting point. And I will drop the link to you later.
Yeah.
Maybe I already gave it, but we'll pop it in the description.
Yeah. We will put it, kind of for sure, so that people don't miss out on this resource that you have so kindly, yeah, gathered. Kind of because you really want to educate people as well, like what are the signs and how.
Absolutely.
Yeah, kind of you're not insane, but like
That's it. Yeah, you're not insane. And I think seeing it in print and hearing other people talking about the traits, all of a sudden you don't feel so isolated and you don't feel so ashamed, because a covert narcissist will target anybody, any level of intelligence or education, any position. It's not a reflection on you. If you are being, if you find yourself the victim of a covert narcissistic abuse, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And I think having that reassurance and being in a space where other people believe you. This is what a client of mine, a one-to-one client, said yesterday when she was sharing some more of her experiences with a narcissistic relation. And she said, "This is the first time I feel I am completely believed.
wow.
People don't think I'm crazy, and I can say all these things, and I know you understand, and I know you believe me." And that is so important. That is part of the transformation.
Wow, that's also so heart crushing, but
Mm,
also with the happy ending that okay, she found the
yeah.
way to you, and yeah, to feel like that. Hey, she's finally seen and heard and believed.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That you do think you're going crazy, and
Mm,
victims actually start to wonder if they are narcissistic because of
that's
the
wow.
way things have been twisted. But there's one really good tip here. If you are questioning whether or not you're a narcissist, then you're not.
Okay.
Because a narcissist will not question themselves in that way.
Yeah. All right. That's a really good pointer. Yeah. Kind of like if
Mm,
someone is reflecting about this, then okay, then likely you are not a narcissist.
yes, yeah,
There's
yeah. Be
hope
reassured.
for recovery. And you mentioned also about the shame, especially like when we talk about business leaders, entrepreneurs.
Mm,
We have to have a kind of persona, like how we show up in the world. And
yeah.
yeah, of course, it can be a very isolating experience, like when our personal space,
Mm,
where it should have been our safe haven, you could say,
mm,
is filled with all this toxicity. So
yes.
yeah, do you want to share a bit, like about your approach in addressing especially this isolation? I know that you are setting up a group program, like
Yes,
you love to
yeah,
share.
I
Yeah.
am, because I've realized that, of course, I've been working one to one with clients for the last 8 years, but that support and from I've run some very short group programs and have seen the value of the peer support as well as my support and my.
Yeah.
So yes, at the beginning of October, I'm creating a small group program. There are
Mm.
just places, and this will be a program to walk people through all the stages of processing trauma and
Okay.
creating their new chapter from the beginning, where there needs to be awareness, which is the
Mm.
self-education that I mentioned as the
Yeah.
first, and then the acceptance, then realizing, okay, yeah, that
Mm.
this happened to me, not blaming, not shaming, but just accepting this has happened. It
Yeah.
wasn't fault. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Now I can take actions to get over that and to release myself. And I'm sorry to say that we really have to focus on working towards an exit strategy, because
Mhm.
you're not going to make a narcissistic relationship work.
Yeah, yeah. You cannot change the other person.
No,
Yeah,
no.
unless, like, they are really committed to that change as well.
Yeah, because they don't realize
Yeah.
what they are. It's a personality disorder, and in this case, everybody else can see what's going on, but the person themselves
Yeah.
totally fine.
Yeah.
And the a narcissist becomes such because of their own trauma and shadows from a very, very early part in their life. But you, as the partner or the sibling or the
Mm.
child of this, are not the one to rescue them. They may, in a very tiny number of cases, have a light bulb moment, have an awakening, and go and get help. But you cannot rescue them. You cannot make it work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of to really watch out. There's this savior syndrome, maybe,
Mm,
that we that is
absolutely. Yes.
within.
Yeah.
So kind of, yeah, kind of like to take it easy on that, to release that savior kind of
Yeah.
place.
Yes. Yeah. And, we're talking about codependency,
Mm.
really,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
uh, we become codependent on
mm,
the personal relationship, and really feel that responsibility, and believe that we are the one who can change
yeah.
it, who can make it work. But
Wow.
no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
no,
Wow. Thank you for sharing this. That's, yeah, kind of really enlightening. And some parts of it I relate. This was also like how I was operating, from this codependency and
mm.
savior syndrome. So it's really good that you mentioned, like, oh,
Yeah, I think we have to talk about it more, so that
exactly.
people think, Okay, yeah, this happens to a lot of
Yeah.
people." And
Hmm.
it does. And I think as we talk more and more about covert narcissism, people really understand what it
Yeah.
is, that it will give people permission to say, actually, yeah, this is wrong, and
Mm.
I'm out here. Help me create my exit strategy, which is
Yes.
the group program, sort of circling back to that, will
Okay.
help people to do, to work out how they can get out of that relationship, or if it's a relationship that for a small number of relationships we have to remain in that relationship. Say you're co-parenting,
Mm.
you divorcing from a narcissistic partner, but you've got children, shared children, then you have to figure out how to develop a business relationship, actually a working relationship, where
Yeah.
you are protected, where they can't reel you back in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Healthy
it's it.
boundaries, and, yeah, kind of all these skills that, yeah, kind of perhaps like they need to start building now that, they're in recovery from the toxic relationship.
Yes, yeah,
And
yeah.
Amanda, what becomes possible, when we are healing from this emotional trauma, especially like in this sense, this toxic
My
relationship?
goodness me, anything and everything that a person could wish for. Um, there is a time where it's, if you imagine, if you had an animal that has been
Mm.
trapped, and then you release this animal for the first time, it's just going to remain as though it's still trapped. It's not going to realize for a little while that actually it does have freedom, and it doesn't know what to do with that freedom. And similarly, when we exit a toxic relationship, we can take some time, and we need to take time to process and to
Yeah,
grieve the relationship that actually never existed, but we believed it was there. But that is a definite grieving and releasing process.
right.
Once we've done that, just, yeah, the world is our oyster. And this has been my personal situation, that as well as being a therapist, helping people overcome emotional abuse
Yeah.
and trauma. I have experienced that in not one, but two toxic marriages.
Mm.
And how difficult it is to spot them, because despite my training and my studies in psychology and my awareness and ability to spot it in other people, I really, really struggled to see the signs.
Yeah.
Because you need to step back and join the dots. But once you have gone through those stages I've just mentioned, then it's the phoenix rising from the ashes, and you can just recreate yourself as the
Yeah.
person you want to be and to do. So in terms of your business, that sharp focus, that drive, that energy, that creativity will
Mm.
return. Or maybe you're going to start a completely new business. I don't know.
Yeah. So
Anything can happen, but it's all positive, and you will have that drive and energy that are going to move you forward into that
yeah.
amazing new chapter.
Wow. Yeah, thank you for sharing also your personal experience with this, kind of it only amplifies like you have both like the professional and the personal expertise, you could say, and
Yes.
how yeah, how crucial it is even like for people who yeah, who have been like far in
Mm,
their personal development, in their kind of in their growth journey. Like we
yeah.
always have blind spots, and
Mm,
sometimes like someone else could help spot that for us.
yes. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes.
and then afterwards it's just like it's really the opportunity to soar, like you
Oh,
use
absolutely.
the
And
word.
it's an amazing feeling. I can vouch for that.
Yeah, the world is your oyster,
Yeah.
the sky is your limit. I heard that
Absolutely.
also.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. All of the above.
Yeah, wow. And yeah, to everyone tuning in, yeah, we are aware here, like the road of recovery, because Amanda has been on her journey. I've been also in my own kind of transformation journey.
Yeah.
That journey can be really winding, and you may need like different supports throughout. So
Mm.
don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are open for a free consultation, so you can get clarity what would be best support for you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
don't hesitate at all. Now, Amanda, thank you so much. This was all really great insights, kind of creating that awareness, and also, like sharing, like, okay, what would be like the first step
Mm.
after we, like we maybe reassess our own relationships. And I'm really grateful that you make the time, and we have the opportunity to speak about this covert
My
narcissism. And yeah, it's a great insight, because perhaps like to an extent we've dealt with these people, with people with this trait. Maybe
mm.
we are not so aware of it now we can kind of reflect on it. And
Yeah.
I know I got a lot of values from this, a lot of awareness, and I'm sure everyone listening has also got value from our conversation today.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah,
But I'm on a mission. This is my autumn mission. It's
yeah,
covert narcissism, and we're
yeah.
going to spread the word. So thank you so much for inviting me into your space. I really appreciate the
My
opportunity.
absolute pleasure, Amanda. And if people want to know more, about what you shared today, like maybe they start reflecting, and they have an inkling like, oh, I might be in that situation, and they
Mm.
want to reach out to you in terms of getting some help. Like, how do they go about doing that, Amanda?
Okay, so of course, people can DM me on LinkedIn. I think this is going out on
Yeah.
LinkedIn,
Yes,
so click on
LinkedIn and YouTube.
the
Mhm.
message me. But more imminently, I am running a free workshop next Wednesday, the 13th of September. And the title is Could They Be a Narcissist?
Hmm.
Over half the places have already gone, but there are still places left. I would love some more people to come and join us, and
Yeah.
that can be an opportunity to have that light bulb moment, to have that awareness and to feel the support, and to know that there are plenty of other people in the same boat. So that's free. It's Wednesday, 30th September, 6:30 p.m. London time, which I think is 1:30 p.m. Eastern, just so that people
Mhm.
can situate that, find their own
Yes.
time zone, and hopefully you'll be able to pop the link for
Yes.
people to book onto to that
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
comments as well. And of course, it's not back to front in real life. In real life, it is
I
readable.
put it by a
Uh,
mirror.
the 15, the guide
Yeah.
to the 15 of the common traits. It's not an exhaustive list, but it's a good
Mm.
starting. So yeah, by following up any of those ways of joining me or getting in touch, then I would love to talk to anybody who has concerns, who wants to know what are the different ways they may be able to work with me, and whether we're a good fit. That would be amazing
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Kind of, like, yeah. So people, if you hear that, half of the spots are already booked. So hurry, like, get your ticket. I will post the link for both, yeah, kind of the workshop and also the 15 most common sign of covert narcissism. Yeah, that's where you can get started and create more awareness and create some more momentum as well. Like, yeah, kind of what's the next action from there
Mm,
to create your future where you can have more possibilities outside of this, yeah, toxic relation. And Amanda, again, thank you for joining me today and sharing a lot of value. And yeah, and everyone also, thank you for showing up today or catching up through the recording. I hope you enjoyed our conversation and it's deepened your awareness on relationships in your life right now. And we hope that, some of your relationships are also nurturing and supporting you.
absolutely, that's what we want. That's what we're working towards.
And if not, please know that you deserve to have a nurturing relationship, to feel happy and safe in your personal relationships. Those are supposed to be your safe haven. Yeah. If
Yeah.
that's not the case, consider to have a talk with a professional. So get in touch with Amanda here, or get in touch with me if it's not connected with covert narcissism. And also let us know in the comment or in the DM. I know this is a quite a sensitive topic, so
Mm.
DM us. Yeah, please don't hesitate. Let us know what you take away from this conversation, and I
Yeah,
look
yeah.
forward.
Great to have feedback, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So we appreciate your feedback as well, kind of what resonates with you and what's your aha moment, perhaps.
Mm.
And I look forward to seeing you again soon, Amanda.
Yes, yeah. Well, I think you're coming to talk to me on my live platform next week, which I'm really
Yeah.
excited about. So that will be your chance to shine and talk all
Yeah,
about your amazing work.
yeah. Thank you. So yeah, so we are doing live swap, people. So just connect with Amanda, connect with me, and like you'll see us around doing
Yeah, we
collaborations also.
love talking about our work and transformations.
Yes, yeah. Likewise.
Mm.
Everyone, have a great rest of your day, and see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye bye. Let's see.